The House comes to questions for oral answer. Question number 1 in the name of Julie Ann Genter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Revenue. Would greater disclosure requirements in our foreign trust regime reduce the potential use of foreign trusts for tax evasion and money laundering?
The Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Mr. Speaker, the question is a hypothetical one, and it's not possible to say what impact such an action would have, because we know people use trusts for many, many reasons. But as the member knows, the government has asked John Shewan to conduct a review of that disclosure regime, and I'll wait the outcome of it.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Julie Ann Genter.
Is the Minister really saying that it's not possible to know if greater disclosure would help reduce the abuse of foreign trusts?
The Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
It may surprise the member to know that I can't see into the future, so yeah, it is possible.
Order. Order. Supplementary question, Julie Ann Genter.
So the Minister, just to be clear, the Minister doesn't think that greater transparency would enable the IRD to ascertain whether or not New Zealand foreign trusts were being abused or not.
The Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Mr. Speaker, that wasn't the question I was asked. In fact, the member did ask that question yesterday, and I refer her to my answer then.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Julie Ann Genter.
Does the Minister think that if we had greater transparency around our foreign trusts, corrupt Maltese officials, one of America's most wanted fugitives, the disgraced former CEO of Ecuador, and the indicted Speaker of the House in Brazil, would they have been able to use New Zealand foreign trusts or shell companies to shield their illicit activities if we had greater disclosure?
The Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Mr. Speaker, that question is best directed at the subjects named in that question.
Point of order.
Point of order, Julie Ann Genter.
The question, I'm not sure why the Minister thinks the question should be directed to the...
I think the difficulty was the length of the question and the incorporation of names, but listen, on this occasion, I'm going to invite the member to ask the question again. Maybe I can get a bit of lead on where the question's going and then judge whether the Minister has adequately addressed the question. Julie Ann Genter to repeat that question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If we had greater transparency around our foreign trusts, would it have been as easy for corrupt Maltese officials, one of America's most wanted fugitives, the disgraced former CEO of Ecuador, and the indicted Speaker of the House in Brazil, would they have been able to use New Zealand foreign trusts or shell companies to shield their illicit activities?
The Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Mr. Speaker, as I cannot see into the mind of the people who have set those trusts up and therefore don't know what its purpose is, I am unable to answer the question.
Order.
Supplementary.
Order. Supplementary question, Julie Ann Genter.
Doesn't the Minister think it would be helpful to have more information available, for the IRD to have more information so they can clearly determine if a trust is legitimate or not, thereby helping his government avoid embarrassing mishaps, such as linking Greenpeace and Mojo Mathers to the likes of Panamanian tax avoidance firm Mossack Fonseca?
The Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I did answer that question yesterday and the day before, and I think last week. But I'll remind the member that the IRD is very satisfied that when they need the information, a full description of the activities of the trust is available on request and proactively if necessary.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Julie Ann Genter.
Will he broaden John Sherwin's review to look at the use of trusts, shell companies, and look-through companies as vehicles for tax evasion, given they have all been used by Mossack Fonseca to dodge tax and facilitate corruption?
Speaker.
The Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Mr. Speaker, I see no reason to do so, particularly given that the issue of look-through companies and shell companies for use as vehicles for some purposes that might not be consistent with tax law has already been fixed.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Julie Ann Genter.
Why won't he broaden the terms of reference for that inquiry, given that New Zealanders deserve to know that his government is going to do the right thing, not just what's in the interest of the foreign trust industry and their lobbyists?
The Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Mr. Speaker, I refer the member to my answer to the previous supplementary question.
Question number